Hello everyone, my name is Adam, and welcome to my old school Runescape guide on how to get around the map as an early level Ironman. With the release of Group Ironman, there are a lot of players trying out Ironman mode for the first time. Starting an Ironman account can be intimidating at times, as there are hundreds if not thousands of ways you can start leveling your account. One of the biggest early game obstacles is traveling around the massive map that old school Runescape has, so I've compiled a list of 10 transportation options that every early game account should be taking advantage of. The list starts with options that have the lowest requirements, and the requirements will become more difficult as we move through the list. If there are any options I'm leaving out, please comment down below, as your comments can be helpful for me or anyone else watching the video. No enough talking, let's get started. First option I want to point out is this boat on the western coast of Remington. Over here you can talk to Captain Barnaby and either travel to Ardougne or Brimhaven. Each trip only costs 30 GP and there are 0 requirements to take the boat. This is a very good option for early game because, as you can see, we are here in Ardougne, which would be great for people who don't have the Arctic Cape 1 yet. This easy transportation method over to Brimhaven provides lots of opportunity to do quests or even to catch Karambwanji that you can feed to your cat while you're doing other activities. The next option I want to show you guys is here in the grouping tab. If you just go to the bottom left and go over to the fourth option, which is the grouping tab, hit select an activity and scroll down to Soul Wars. This teleport provides really quick access to Soul Wars, which allows you to access Varrock and Edgeville very quickly, and will come in handy when going to Gertrude if you need a new cat. Once the teleport is complete, just exit from the yellow portal and you can choose to either go to Edgeville or the Ferox enclave in the wilderness. I'm going to choose Edgeville just for the sake of the guide. You see it puts us right here, which is quick access to a bank and quick access to this side of the map. The next option I want to show you guys is once again in the minigame teleports. So go down to grouping, select an activity, and this time we're going to select fishing trawler. This once again has no requirements and is the third and final option that I show you that has no requirements. When the teleport is finished, you will arrive here in Port Gazard, which is very close to a bank and a deposit box. As you can see here on the map, it also provides very quick access to Tree Gnome Village or the fight arena. These places are very important to access in order to complete quests, including Sea Slug, many of the Gnome Village quests, or the fight arena if you don't have access to Ardougne Cape. The fourth option is here over on the eastern side of Lumbridge. This one actually does have requirements, as it requires an axe that you are able to use as well as 12 woodcutting. In order to use this transportation method, all you have to do is chop down this tree. It says chop down canoe station. So as soon as we do that, the tree will fall, you hit shape canoe, and I believe at level 12 only a log will be available, so you select a log, you shape the canoe into the log, and you click float log canoe station. Once you have done that, all you have to do is click paddle canoe and you will travel to your next destination. Since we're using the log, which is the very first unlock, the only option is Champions Guild. But once you get a higher woodcutting level, there will be more options available as you are able to make higher level boats. It shows this nice cutscene of us paddling the log. It doesn't last too long, as you can see here. We got there in it was about 10 seconds, I'll cut some of it out. But we are here on the river, which is just southeast of Varrock. This is another easy way to access Gertrude if you need to get a new cat, and it also provides access to Varrock as you need to go there for many different quests. Option number 5 is not a minigame teleport. Instead, we are going to be using the Ardougne Cloak 1. In order to receive the cape, you have to complete the Easy Ardougne Diaries. The requirements to complete the Ardy Easy Diaries are relative. You need to complete the quest Rune Mysteries, Plague City, and Biohazard, as well as having level 5 thieving. If we right-click the cape, click Monastery Teleport, it'll take us over to the monastery that is south of East Ardougne. This is a very useful cape as it provides access to Ardougne. It is also very close to one of the first options that I gave you, which is the Ardougne boat that goes to Remington and Brimhaven. By combining some of the transportation methods I give you, you can get to anywhere you need to go pretty quickly. For the 6th transportation option, I'm going to be doing a bit of a 2-in-1. For the first option, you can go again to the grouping tab and change this to Barbarian Assault. The only requirement for this minigame teleport is that you have to complete the minigame tutorial in Barbarian Assault. This is very quick and easy to do, but it does mean you have to get there before you can use the minigame teleport. The second option for this location is obviously a games necklace. It still has low level requirements to be able to obtain. In order to make a games necklace, all you need to do is get level 22 crafting and level 7 magic, which are not high requirements at all, but I just thought I would include it, just in case if you guys wanted a second option. These last 4 options are going to have slightly higher requirements, but they are definitely not anything that is out of reach for any player who jumps into this game. Number 7 on the list is the Kharedest Memoirs. You receive this after completing the X marks the spot quest. and upon completion of other quests on Zeah, you will be able to use it to travel to 5 different locations. This time, let's just go to Kharedest as it's the first one on the list. And here we are. This is an important teleport to get early on, as there are countless things that you can do in the Kingdom of Great Kharedest. The 8th option on the list is the Ectophial. The Ectophial is a reward from the Ghosts Ahoy quest. It is a pretty easy quest and really should give you no problem even if you are low level. The only requirements for the quest are Priest in Peril, 20 cooking, and 25 agility. After using the Ectophial, it brings you to this Ectofunctus altar right here. It also provides quick access to a farming patch and the Slayer Tower that is further down the road. Option number 9 is yet again another minigame teleport. This time we are going to use the Pest Control Teleport. This one is a bit of a higher requirement as it requires level 40 combat, but 40 combat really shouldn't take that long. As you can see, it takes us over to this island that Pest Control is on. It has a quick access to a bank, and if you run over here you can travel with the Squire and he will take you back to Port Sarim. This transportation option is an important one because Port Sarim is basically a hub for many other places in the Runescape world. You can of course go over here and charter with the crew members for a certain amount of money, and they will take you to many of the ports in the entire game. And if you go west, it's also a very easy way to get to the house portal in Remington. The final option is once again a minigame teleport, but it has much higher requirements than any of the other things on this list. This time you want to go to the Nightmare Zone teleport. I can't use it right now because I've been using minigame teleports to make this guide, so I'm going to just run over there and show you guys where you would end up if you use the teleport. The reason it's hard to unlock this teleport is because it requires 5 fightable bosses unlocked from quests. Now these can be 5 bosses you choose, any quests you want. I'll leave a link in the description to a wiki page that'll show you guys all of the quests that you can do to unlock fightable bosses, and then you can choose amongst those. I'm not going to list any requirements in this video because that would just be a ridiculous amount of requirements, because I'd have to show requirements for probably 30 to 40 different quests, and that's just stupid to put on one screen. This just provides easy access to Yanil, which has the Magic Guild, a house portal, and many quests require you to come here. Another option, alright, 3 options for this teleport. You can also go to the grouping tab and choose Castle Wars, which has 0 requirements. Hi, so I'm editing this video right now, and for some reason I completely forgot to mention the 3rd option that you have for going to Yanil or Castle Wars or that area. The 3rd option is a dueling ring. You guys know how that works and how to get one. I'll throw the requirements up on the screen, but that one's pretty self-explanatory. Then of course you can just run over to Yanil or anywhere you need to go on this section of the map. That is the last teleportation option I have, so I just want to take this time to say thank you guys for watching. This is the first guide I've ever made on RuneScape, so I apologize if the quality is not as best as it could be. I'm still trying to learn the recording software and the editing software that I have downloaded, so just bear with me. Hopefully my guides will improve as I continue to make them. For those of you who did enjoy, I also am doing an Ironman progress series on my channel, so I recommend tuning into that if you guys would want to see more. I want to thank you guys again for watching. Please leave a like if you did enjoy the video, and subscribe if you want to see more content. Have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.